Welcome to Land of House. I'm Seth. Techoss just sent over this 300 watt portable power station. Let's open the box and see what all this thing can power. And here are the items that are in the box. Some literature, the power charging cable, a nice long USB-C, a shoulder carrying strap, and the power station itself. Let's go ahead and jump into what this unit looks like right here. First of all, I like the color scheme. The orange and black looks really nice. The front is blank except for the logo. If you turn over here to this side, you've got your light, your USB-C, your 5 volt USB 2.4 amp. You've got two of these 12 volt plugs. You've got a cigarette lighter 12 volt 8 amp right there. And of course you have to push the buttons to turn those on. You've got a display up here. We'll go over what information is shared on that. The overall power button is right here. So let's see. Yeah, even the light doesn't work unless the unit is on. Up here, you've got one of the side carrying straps. It seems to be a leather with a grommet in there. Kind of nice. Back side is blank except for the information there, 300 watts. The other side over here has a single regular wall receptacle. It's a pure sine wave inverter, 110 volt, 300 watts. And down here is your DC input, 17 volt, 5 amp. Looks like it also has some heat dissipation right there. On the bottom, it's got some rubberized legs to prevent this from slipping around. And then on the top is just your carrying handle, so you can carry this around, or you can use the included shoulder strap, which to get that installed, you just clip that around right there. Seems like it would be pretty easy to carry that as well. So let's go ahead and test out something on this unit. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. Pushing the power button. Nothing's coming on. Well, I'm wondering if this thing is totally discharged. Let's go ahead and plug up the power cord here. So to get that going, you just simply plug this up right here and plug one side into the wall, of course. And this side will plug up right here. Took it a moment, but I'm seeing the red light blinking there to show that it is charging. So that's good. I wonder if we can use any of the features here while it's on. Aha! The display now has 0 watts going out. In is 64 watts. And it's blinking right here at the very bottom to show that it's charging, but the battery is empty. Let's go see if we can turn on the light while this is charging. Yep, that works. There's an SOS, or just a strobe there, and then off. Alright, so you can at least use that while it's charging. That's nice to know. I think we're going to wait for this to charge a little while before we use some of the other features on the unit. I went to town for about 6 hours, and it looks like the display is now showing 100%. Let me zoom in so you can, well, I think you can see it pretty good right there. It's got the full bars at 100%, and it stopped the wall plugs. There's no watts coming into the unit, which is always good that it is self-stopping. All right, let me go ahead and unplug this now that we have a full charge. Looks like the light turned off. Let's see if this turned off. Not yet. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now that's off. So hopefully we can get a good test out of this now. So it is just an 80 amp hour, so it's not going to be able to power things for too terribly long. But let's just jump right out of the gate here and use this 200 watt LED panel. I'm going to turn that to the side because it is super bright. And over here is our single receptacle. I'm going to push this on button there, and there is a little red light that came on. I'm going to go ahead and plug this up. The fan turned on immediately. And let's turn this over here so you can see the display, hopefully. Looks like this is running at 230 watts out. That is a lot of power coming out of this unit, but it is running it. Now there is no way to tell how much battery there is as far as percentage goes. We just have that display. But it is able to run that 200 watt LED light, which is super bright. Very nice. Now I don't know how long it would run that, but it's definitely doing well so far. All right, we know it'll run that. Go ahead and unplug. Sounds like the fan turns off whenever that load is gone. Now you'll notice that the light is still on here, and that means that it's still using power, so be sure to turn that off or it will drain the battery. All right, let's take this up to the upper shop where we can test out some other things. I've got 2 tablets need to be charged, and I need to work some, so let's turn on the TV while that's doing its thing, and we'll see if this will drain this battery down a bit as I'm working. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the flashlight here so we can use this to walk back up to the house. It's got kind of a spotlight to it, a very narrow beam, but seems plenty bright enough to walk around by or get some stuff done around camp. See if I can get this to focus. Maybe not. The light here is consuming 1 watt, so it will definitely be able to stay on for a very long time. And the beam seems like it's a pretty good beam there. This unit is supposed to run at around 200 watts continuously, and the 300 watts is kind of a surge power that it's not supposed to really run for too long. Let's see if the startup power of this orbital sander is going to be enough to trigger that unit to stop. So let's turn that on there, and let's go ahead and just click this on and see if it triggers the safety. Nope, running at 160 watts there, so that's not going to do it. I know something that will, though. This circular saw down here will certainly trigger that. So you could technically take this unit with that sander and work on a job for a while. Let's go ahead and plug this thing up. I think it'll surge somewhere around 700 watts. So definitely going to stop this unit from operating. I just want to see what happens whenever it triggers that, so we can then find a way to reset it. There we go. It triggered that off. Alright, I don't see an error on there. Let's just see what happens if we just turn that off and then plug our sander back in, which we know works just fine. Yep, so whenever the error is triggered there, you just have to simply push this power button right there and it will reset the unit. Very nice. I've got about 30 minutes of work to do out here in my shop, so let's use this unit to charge 2 of my kids' tablets. First, we're going to use the USB-C cable that was included, and then just a regular USB over here, and then the TV as well. So we'll have multiple things running at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and spin the unit around over here so we can access the USB-C. A nice solid connection there. We'll go ahead and push the power on button to that and see how well it charges this tablet. I think it was at 20%. Alright, so that just turned on. That's a good sign. And then we're also going to plug up this other tablet with the regular USB down here. That one's a little bit weak of a connection, but may just be the cable. All right, that one is now on. Go ahead and just turn the screens off on these. And now, so it's using 15 watts so far. Let's just flip this around here. Let me unplug my TV and we will run that and see what our total watts are going to be for the next 30 minutes or so. Go ahead and flip on the power. Okay. Got that plugged up. Turn that TV on. All right, it's on full there. Looks like 38 watts is what this is pulling total. So that will be our test for the next 30 minutes to see what this drops down to. Each of the little bars on the battery indicator is 20%. So if it drops one of those, we know we're down to 80%. All right, it ran the TV and the two tablets for about 35 minutes. And running at 40 watts while that was going on until this tablet reached full. I don't think that it is, yeah, well, it just dropped down the first battery bar. Hopefully I can get that to zoom in there. Yep, so let's go ahead and go in the house and maybe run a light and a fan until this tablet is full, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like after that. Let's run this fan until the tablet is finished charging, and that'll kind of give us an idea of how this thing uses power. So plug this fan up, turn on that pure sine wave inverter. So this thing right here is only consuming 7 watts at the moment. Let's see. Oh, looks like our fan's... Alright, got it on high. And now we're using 61 watts. And the tablet is at 44%. So I'll let this thing charge all the way, and then we'll come back and see what our battery meter is at. The tablet just hit full. We'll go ahead and turn off this fan. Looks like we have used, let's see if it'll focus, about 60% of that battery. And now it's just maintaining the tablet with about 1 or 2 watts. So let's go ahead and unplug that. See if it drops down to 0. It does, but we should also go ahead and turn that off, and then also turn this side off to make sure it's not consuming any power on standby. And now it's saying 0. We can push this. Well, I guess it's just going to drop down on its own. Well, there you have it. Running a tablet and a fan, it did pull it down that extra 40% to whatever level it was at. But anyway, so far this little thing has been nice to watch some TV, charge a tablet, and it's capable of running that 200 watt light as advertised. The Techoss has performed as advertised. It ran that fan and charged a tablet, ran the TV and charged 2 tablets, and also was able to pull, what was it, 230 watts from this light. So it definitely works well within its spec range. As soon as you push 400 or 500 watts, of course, it triggers that fault. But just pushing that power button on and off there reset everything. So yeah, so far it seems to be working quite well. I like that the light on it is nice and powerful. It's a spotlight. So when you're walking through the woods to find something you've lost, you can easily do that with the light that's provided. I wanted to see how stylish I look with this carrying strap here. So I've never used one of these power stations with a carry strap. Let's just see how it looks here. I guess you go over the head there. I mean, anyway, you could definitely carry that pretty easily if you needed to. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you could walk around town with one of those. But anyway, so some things that I like about this unit. It is very slim. So I was talking to my sister about these things, and she said, well, what size are they? Because she has limited storage space, and that right there would easily just slide under a bed or, you know, tuck behind a cabinet or something. So the form is really good. I might actually use that strap sometime. It's just a feature I've not ever used before. And all the features work. I had the power right there. Had no problem charging this unit with the wall plug. And over here, the one thing that was a little bit strange, the display right here will actually stay kind of a dull orange for about a minute after the unit has turned off. Just something I'm not used to. Normally whenever you push the power button, it turns it off. But this time the readout stops showing, but the orange glow just stays around for a little while. I didn't use the 12 volt here, but I did use the 12 volt down here, the 5 volt charging, and then the USB-C and the light. I actually just got a product in that uses the cigarette lighter, so I may have to start testing that out. But anyway, I don't really know of anything about this unit that I didn't like. So it operates as it should, as it's advertised, and seems like a pretty good product. But anyway, if you want to learn more about the Techoss power station, I have links in the description down below. Please check those out, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.